And we welcome you to Calumet College of St. Joseph men's basketball here on the Heartland Sports Network. We're here on a snowy night here on the first day of December, but that has not stopped this game from commencing as the CCSJ Crimson Wave host the Kuyper College Cougars. We welcome you to the broadcast. I'm Kyle Mathas, and welcome to a snowy and very cold night outside here in Whiting, but inside it's going to start heating up because these two teams are very even with each other, and it should be a great game. Let's go through the starting lineups. We'll start with Kuyper, the Cougars, who are 4-6 on the season so far. Starting off, number 0, Nick Moore, the senior from San Antonio, Texas. Number 5, Jacob May, the freshman from Granville, Michigan. Number 11, Nick York, who is the junior from Millington, Michigan. Deshaun Bogerty is a freshman from Battle Creek, Michigan. Number 15, he gets the start. And then number 33, Austin Stone, the junior from Mason, Michigan, gets the start. Kuyper actually in this game without two of their best players. Joe Young, who averages 15 points per game this season, is out. And so is number 12, Sam Dillard, who is currently averaging 18.6 points per game and leads the team. Those are the two leading scorers on this team, and they're out, not playing tonight for the Cougars. And on the other side of things, for Calumet, starting is number 0, Cooper Aiken, the junior transfer from Spanaway, Washington, gets the start. Number 2, Quindarius Davis gets the start. The senior, the football player, who had to miss the first couple of weeks of the season to play and end the season for the football team. He's from Benton Harbor, Michigan. Number 3, Kyron Dock, the junior from Rockford, Illinois, gets the start. Number 11, Tylen Tolliver, the junior from Tinley Park, Lincoln Way East High School. And then number 25, J. Caleb Slowensky, gets the start as well. He's from Chicago. He's a graduate student. He's on track to be one of the contenders for CCAC Player of the Year and All-Conference as well. He's really, really playing well. 16 points per game so far. So Calumet tonight without Malik Petty, one of their best players. He's out with a shoulder injury. He's averaging 16.6 points per game. That's best on the team. So here we go. Kuyper against Calumet, and we are underway. This ball's tipped back to Davis, and the Crimson Wave get things underway. Calumet in the gray uniforms, as per usual when they play their home games, and the Cougars in their black with purple. The Cougars 4-6 on the season. Crimson Wave 3-5. They're currently riding a 3-game win streak, Calumet. A Slowensky shot will not go. Rebound pulled in from Davis. Kicks it back up top to Tolliver. Driving inside Tolliver, and he's fouled. An early foul going on Stone. Austin Stone called for the foul. Calumet can go on a 4-game win streak for the first time since last year when they did it January 25th through February 13th. They won 6 in a row. Oliver from the free throw line. First one good. And the first points of the game going to Calumet. This trip to the free throw line is brought to you by IU Northwest. Your future, your IU. One for 2 from the line for Tolliver. Rebound pulled in from the Cougars. The starting lineups, by the way, brought to you by Calumet College of St. Joseph, a place where you belong. Let's see what the Cougars can do offensively on their first possession. They trail 1-0. This season, the Cougars averaging 77.6 points per game. And on the pass to the outside, stepped on the baseline, Bogerty. Bogerty currently averaging 6.4 points per game. He only has 14 turnovers on the season so far, and he's played in almost every game. But stepped on the out-of-bounds line on that one, and it's 1-0 Calumet. Have to see what the Crimson Wave can do without one of their best offensive players. He could be a big factor in this game. Kyron Dock gets the first 2 points of the game. Dock is averaging over 10 points per game, and Crimson Wave showing full court pressure here on the Cougars. Driving it inside, getting inside, and a foul called on Tolliver. So the Cougars are going to get an opportunity at 2 free throws here. going to be number 11, Nick York, the junior. York is averaging just over 7.5 points per game. Misses the first free throw. He's 42% from the free throw line this season. Second free throw here. 0 for 2 from the charity stripe. And this season, the Cougars, 68% from the free throw line. That's actually where they thrive this season. The three-point line is where they struggle with just a mere 33%. Jump shot, Tolliver. And a good start for Calumet and for Tolliver. He currently has 3 of the first 5 points for the Crimson Wave. They're up 5-0. Go in the post here. Stone defended inside by Aiken. And what a move by Austin Stone. Nice little move. Gets inside and puts the first 2 points on the board for the Cougars. Kicks it outside. Aiken gets a good look for 3. Straight away. It's off the mark. Rebound pulled in from Moore. The Cougars averaging 42.8 rebounds per game in this season. Calumet not doing too bad as well in terms of offensive rebounds. They're second in the conference in offensive rebounding in this year. So that's one of the things the Cougars will have to look out for in this game. 8 on the shot clock. Cougars have got to hurry. Pump fake from Jacob May, going inside and putting it up and in off glass. Both of these teams, both of these coaches, Jason Hawkins for Calumet, Gary Bailey for the Cougars, they're going to have to almost go through a major chess match today because both of these teams are missing some key offensive pieces. Wow, what a nifty move inside by Doc. He switched hands mid-air from his right to his left and finishes. So Doc with 4, Tolliver 3. Those are the 7 points scored in this game. There's a turnover by the Cougars, forced by Calumet. Flinging it over. It's a 3 from Davis, and that one won't go. Rebound pulled in from May. Who's going to step up in the absence of the Cougars' 2 best offensive pieces? Three-pointer, top of the key, off the mark. Rebound pulled in inside by Stone and laid up and in by Bogerty. Bogerty, just a freshman, so it's going to be interesting to see how he can get things going. He's played in a good amount of games in this season. Going to see our first 2 substitutions for both teams. Slowinski inside is fouled. He'll go to the line for 2. So we're going to see Antoine Woods, the sophomore from Detroit. We're also going to see Abdoulaye Ba, the grad student, transfer from William Penn. Slowinski off on the first free throw. So Ba comes in. He'll come in for Aiken. And then Stone is going to get a break for the Cougars. And coming in for him, like I mentioned, is Woods. Antoine Woods started off as a JV player last season after he attended just a few months at Eastern Michigan. Then he came and played here for the Cougars. 0 for 2 from the line. Rare misses from Slowinski from the free throw line. And it's 7-6. Cougars haven't had the lead yet. And now they do. Great pass inside. Great finish from Nick York. And the Cougars have the lead at 8-7. Just 4 minutes in. Nick York transferred from Madonna University. Transferred after his redshirt season. Getting inside. Slowinski off the mark. Rebound pulled in from Woods. And here come the Cougars. The other way. Here's York. Pump fake by Bogerty. Bogerty goes inside. That shot won't go. Rebound tipped up and out of play. It'll go to the Crimson Wave of Calumet. So the Cougars have an interesting story about their athletic program. They were an athletic program, a very rich athletic program, all the way up until 2008. They won 6 NCCAA Division II national titles before they scrapped the athletic department in 2008. Davis, straightaway 3. That one comes up short. Rebound pulled in from the Cougars. It's May. Up ahead they come again. Driving it inside. Floater with the left. It's finished by Nick Moore. Well, just a couple years ago in the fall of 2023, the Cougars relaunched their athletic department, and they went 20-9 in their first season in 15 years. Didn't have the best season last year, but this year They're 2 games under 500, and they're hoping for a big win here tonight. Driving it inside is Tolliver. That shot won't go. Rebound pulled in by Slowinski and by Ba, and we're going to get a reach-in foul here. Under 15 timeout. Jacob May is going to be called for the foul. That's his first. We'll take a break. 14:54 to play in the first half. 10-7 lead for the Cougars over the Crimson Wave. We'll be back after this. Well, we welcome you back early on here in the first half in Whiting. And it's 10-7, the lead for the Kuyper Cougars over the Calumet Crimson Wave. This is the second time these two teams have ever played. The first time these two teams played was last season, November 8th, 2024, about a year and a month ago. Calumet won that game 85-53. Multiple players leading the way with double digits in scoring. And the Cougars struggled. They only had one player in the whole game with over 10 points or more of scoring. So they'll be hoping for a better performance here. They have 9 returners on the team, 9 newcomers for the Cougars. Calumet is a lot different. They don't have too many returners. They have a lot of newcomers, a lot of transfers and recruits. Inside, and the floater's good. Pop Ndiaye from France gets his first 2 points of the game. So it's 10-9. Haven't seen Mr. Ndiaye too much this season for the Crimson Wave, but he's playing in this game. Kick it back outside. That one deflected out of play. It'll stay here. But with the absence of Petty, Coach Hawkins is going to have to go to the bench and look to guys like Ndiaye, who might just play in the JV reserve role most of the time, but now we'll get his varsity call. That shot will not go for more. Offensive rebound pulled in. 13-15 last season for the Cougars. They lost in the NCCAA conference tournament. They beat Moody Bible in the opening round, but then lost to Grace Christian in the second round. A three-pointer from the corner rattles in for Bogerty, who's having a great start to the game. 5 points for him. Bogerty averaging just under 6.5 points per game this season. But he's having a great freshman season. Work it around here to Doc. Bounce pass inside. Jump shot, Ndiaye. And that one just rattles in. Ndiaye having a good start. He's got 4 points right away off the bench. Great start for him in this game. It's a 13-11. Cougars in the lead. They didn't really have the lead too much last year in the game against Calumet. Early on in the game, but pretty much for the remainder of the game, the Crimson Wave dominated. That jump shot is off the mark, and it's tipped up and in. I don't know who got those points. That was tipped in by multiple players. I don't know if that was maybe some friendly fire from Calumet, but the official scorers will have to make a decision on who gets the points in that instance. Slowinski jump shot off the mark. Rebound by Ba. Abdoulaye Ba. Great rebound, and they get 17 seconds on the shot clock. Trailing by 4. Slowinski. Pass over to Doc, and they go inside. Davis. Wow, nice move by Davis. He did take a shot, though, in the end of that play. He landed on his own teammate and kind of got hit in the back of the head. He looks to be okay, though. He did play football for the Calumet sprint football team that made it to the championship game. He was a great player. Going inside, jump shot, goes in. Great move inside by Jacob May. He got to the post and makes a nice play. 2 substitutions looking to come in for the Cougars. 12 minutes to play in the first half. Kyle Mathas here from Whiting. It's snowing, but both of the teams have made it here. You never know what the roads are going to be like. We're glad to have this game happening here tonight. That shot from Davis off the mark, rebounded by Woods. Good dribble move inside by Bogerty. I mean, he's playing like an experienced veteran as just a true freshman. Bogerty goes inside, lost the handle, throws it, and that one kept alive by the Cougars. 15 on the shot clock. Jump shot from the corner. Won't go in for Bogerty. Offensive rebound. Pulled in for Kuyper. They can reset with 13 on the shot clock. 7 seconds. Got to hurry. Woods inside. That one might have been partially deflected by Ba. I think he might have gotten a piece of that one. Might have gotten a block. Ba has 8 blocks on the year. That's top 3 on the team. As Coach Hawkins calls out a play in his 4th season. Doc gets a 3. Oh, and hits it from the left wing. Kyron Doc is having a great start. They needed somebody like him to step in the absence of Petty. And he already has 7 points. Great dribble move inside by Elijah Searcy. That shot won't fall. Rebound pulled in. Elijah Searcy, his twin brother Elisha Searcy, is on the team. They both played for the same high school team. Now they both play for the same collegiate team. Sometimes siblings just cannot separate. Go to the outside. Slowinski pump fakes. 10 seconds on the shot clock here. Abdullah Ba. That shot won't fall. Rebound pulled in. Offensive rebound put up and put in by Slowinski. That's Slowinski's first 2 points of the contest as well in this game. Going to get a timeout called by the Cougars. So they want to take a full timeout here. So halfway through the first half here in Whiting. And it's 18-17. Calumet leading it over the Cougars in what should be a great game. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. We welcome you back to the Heartland Sports Network's coverage of CCSJ men's basketball. 18-17 Calumet in the lead almost halfway through the first half here in Whiting. That crazy play where multiple players got a hand on the ball and it went in for Kuyper. They give the points to Antoine Woods, who now has 2 points for the official scoring. But there were multiple players in the area, and it was kind of hard to tell who got the ball tipped up into the basket. That shot will not fall for Bogerty. Long outlet pass to Slowinski, and a team in Calumet that doesn't run the ball very much in terms of the fast break gets the fast break bucket to fall for Slowinski. I mean, just in that win over St. Ambrose before the Thanksgiving holiday, Calumet didn't really have any fast break points. They only had 2 fast break points in that win over St. Ambrose. So they don't run the ball very fast. They like to go in their half-court offense. That three-pointer will not fall. Kuyper's a very weak three-point shooting team by the standards of some other teams in the CCAC. Davis, jump shot on the way. Oh, and another bucket goes in. Ndiaye is starting to deliver here for Calumet. 6 points off the bench. Haven't seen him yet this season in the varsity jersey. Mostly plays on that JV level, but he's really making his presence felt. I mean, Quindarius Davis started last game against St. Ambrose on the bench, and now he started this game for Calumet. Elisha Searcy's pass inside. That one too hard for Woods, and that one goes out of play. So now Elijah and Elisha, the twin brothers for the Cougars, the Searcy twins, on the floor at the same time for the Cougars. They both did extremely well at their high school level. Elisha finished second on the team in three-pointers in high school and sixth on the team in free throws. That shot will not count. Foul on the floor, so Slowinski's fouled again. It'll be the first foul on Elisha Searcy. But Elisha, like I mentioned, finished second on the team in three-pointers in high school, and his twin brother Elijah won the Outstanding Senior Athlete Award at his high school. They're from Romulus, Michigan. As we're going to see Woods take a rest. Coming in for Woods is Latrell Jennings off the bench. Work it around here. Tolliver works it inside for Slowinski, and we're going to get a reach-in foul here on Bogerty. That's his first. We're also going to see Nick York come back into the game after a little bit of a rest. He'll come in for Elisha Searcy. But some transfers here. Of course, they're missing Joe Young, who's not playing today. He's the second leading scorer on the team. He transferred from Mid-Michigan Community College as Slowinski cannot get the roll. Outlet pass ahead, and Ndiaye tries to keep it alive and does. And the bench is extremely excited about that play. Tolliver ahead for Doc. And Doc lost the handle. But what a performance so far from Papua India. He's from, I honestly don't even want to pronounce this, but I'll try. He's from Epinay sous Seigneur. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's a town in France. It's always tough to pronounce those French towns. Oh, and then India gets a block on the other end of things. That ball deflects off of a Cougar last. Bogerty went off of him. But India is having a great game. 6 points off the bench, a steal, and a block. And I guess I just got to keep on talking about him more because anytime I bring up some information about him, he ends up making a big play on one end of the floor. Get it to Tolliver, driving inside. Brings it back out to Slowinski, works it around. 13 on the shot clock here for the Crimson Wave. They still have time. Slowinski sets a screen. Doc pulls up for 2 from the free throw line, and Doc gets it to go. 9 points for Doc, leads the team, leads all scorers in the game. Calumet looking for a 4-game win streak. They're on a 3-game win streak right now. It's been a really good turnaround this season after they started 0-5. Davis tried to keep it in, could not. Out of bounds, belongs to the Cougars. Calumet, like I mentioned, 0-5 to start the season. They're on a 3-game win streak. They beat East-West College. They beat Holy Cross and St. Ambrose. Both of those wins over Holy Cross and St. Ambrose, you'd consider them to be upsets. They weren't favored to win those games, but they did. Both of them were pretty close games, especially the last game. They beat St. Ambrose by 3. Inside, a foul. I believe that's York. He'll go to the free throw line. Foul called on Tolliver here. That's going to be his second. I think he's going to have to take a rest here. He's going to have to head to the bench. There's 2 free throws here for York. So Tolliver exits. Ba is in. And the first free throw made by York. Here's the second. Misses the second. Offensive rebound pulled in from Jennings. Cougars will get another possession here. Trailing at the moment by 6. Make that 4. Great drive inside and the great bucket from York. So he misses the second free throw and then ends up making it a 3-point play anyways. So here's Slowinski. Here's Ba. Works it up top now for Doc. Doc floats it up and floats it in. Kyron Doc, the first player in this game to eclipse double-digit points. He's got 11. Kyron Doc is averaging just over 10 per game this season. So he's already above his season average, and we still have 6.5 to play in the first half. That shot might have been partially deflected by India. Here's Davis on the other end. Cannot get the shot to go. India on the rebound and gets it to go. What a performance by Pop India. He's got 8 points off the bench. My goodness. I mean, we've seen performances like this before from players off the bench. Boz had some great games off the bench. Quindarius Davis had a great game off the bench. So did Brian Gatewood. But what a performance by India as Nick Moore responds with the 2-pointer. Timeout called by Coach Hawkins. So Calumet uses their first timeout. We'll keep it here with 5:48 to play. As Calumet takes a Doc's Barbecue timeout. Take a moment, let it simmer. So Doc has 11 points. India has 8 for Calumet. Then on the other side of things, for the Cougars, it's 5 points each for Bogerty and for Nick York. They lead the team. 4 points for Moore and Jacob May. And, I mean, just imagine what the Cougars could have done if they had their 2 leading scorers in this game. Joe Young is out. He's second on the team in scoring at the moment with, that's Joe Young, 15 points per game. And then they're also missing Sam Dillard, who's at 18.6 points per game. I mean, Dillard had a great freshman season. He's only a sophomore, but in high school he was amazing. First recruit signed in the 2024 recruiting class for the Cougars. And aside from being All-State in high school, he also was second-team All-Region and Freshman of the Year last year in his region for the Cougars. Averaged 14.3 points per game last season as a true freshman, and he is not playing in this game with an injury. He actually had a boot on his left foot, so it might be an extended injury for this team. They'll have to make do without him for a little bit. There's Davis. We're going to get an illegal screen here on India. We're also going to see Arland Abdo come in. He's a freshman from Ontario, Canada. So Abdo comes in. Abdo averaging just 2.1 points per game this season. So he's going to come in for the time being. Big offensive foul called on the Calumet Crimson Wave. Here's Jennings getting inside. Great pass underneath, and the roll falls in for Stone. And Austin Stone has 4 points, and the lead is right back down to 4. Calumet in their wins, they just haven't been able to pull away and extend their leads. It's been close games all the way through, but they've managed to pull out the wins in close situations. Doc turns it over, picked up his dribble, and had nowhere to go. Bounce back, pass ahead here to Avdo. Back up top, Jennings. Step back jumper. Yes. And Latrell Jennings gets his first 2 points of the game right there as we see Aiken set the check back into the game for the Crimson Wave. And Jacob May as well set the check back in for the Cougars. Under 5 to play in the opening half. Coach Hawkins trying to get a play going here. 10 seconds on the shot clock, and there isn't really much movement here. They don't really have a play called here as Abdoulaye Ba turns the ball over. Actually, they're going to get a shot here with 1 on the shot clock. That ball is off the mark, and it goes off of Stone last, so it'll stay here with Calumet. They're going to get a fresh 30 seconds as well. That's really nice as Abdoulaye Ba comes out. Aiken is back in. He's yet to get on the scoring column yet, but he's averaging 8 points per game. Aiken, the transfer from Highline College. Came from a great program in Washington. The officials are going to say it's a media timeout. So 4:07 to play in the opening half. Great game here in Whiting so far. 28-26, Calumet leads it. We welcome you back to the Rittenmeyer Center here in Whiting. 28-26, the lead for the Crimson Wave over the Cougars. It's been an offensive rebounding clinic for both of these teams. 5 offensive rebounds for Kuyper and 6 for Calumet. Calumet, by the way, second in offensive rebounding in the conference, in the CCAC. These two teams play in separate conferences, however, but Calumet's been really, really good in offensive rebounding. As the floater inside, Davis gets it to go. Davis scored 2 early points, but he's been kept quiet up until that point. That's his second basket. They go inside to May. Cut inside, and a great cut and a great finish for York. It's up to 7 points, leads the team in scoring. Aiken back in the game. He's tied for 3rd in the conference in offensive rebounding per game, so he's a great player to get those offensive rebounds for Calumet. Here's Davis. Steps into one, puts up a 3 and gets it to go, and Quindarius Davis is now finding his rhythm. He's got the last 5 points for the Crimson Wave here out of the media timeout. Swinging it around here. Cougars trying to get something to go. Lost the handle was Jennings. Gets it back up top to York. York almost traveled. Gets it to Moore. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Great defense by the Crimson Wave. Driving it inside is York. And York is fouled. That's on India. It's going to be India's second personal foul. So 2 free throws coming up here. Well, even though the Cougars, their last official game was against Faith Baptist Bible College last Saturday, The first one goes in for York. I'm not talking about 2 days ago. I'm talking about 9 days ago. They did play 2 exhibition games this week, which didn't count towards their overall record before the Thanksgiving holiday. So they definitely did play. They didn't get too much of a rest. Calumet hasn't played a game since last Tuesday against St. Ambrose, in which they won. So they've had almost a full week of rest over the Thanksgiving holiday. They go inside to Aiken. That pass a little bit too tall by Slowinski. Turnover. They go to the other side for Jennings, who picked up his dribble. Kicks it to the corner. Three-pointer. It's Moore. Comes up short. Rebounded from Aiken. Calumet second in the conference in rebounding per game as well, as Slowinski goes inside and gets it to go. Slowinski was one of the Players of the Week nominations last week in the CCAC. We won't get any nominations like that until tomorrow, but last week he was nominated. Here's Moore inside. That's a turnover stolen by Aiken. By the way, the Offensive Player of the Week last week in the CCAC, Malik Petty, is out, so that's why it's so important that he's out in this game, because he was the Offensive Player of the Week in the conference last week. They go inside and count the basket and the foul. Davis with a great drive to the basket and gets it to go. It's going to be on Nick Moore, the foul. That's his first. Coach Gary Bailey is not happy about the call either. This is his third season with Kuyper. He came over from Grace Christian, where he spent 17 seasons there, and basically was a big part of the rebuilding process and the revitalization process of this athletic department, which shut down in 2008, reopened up in 2023 at Kuyper College. But he was not happy about the call. Bounce pass inside, floater on the way, will not fall. Here come the Crimson Wave, leading by 8. Lucky bounce goes to Abdoulaye Ba. That shot wildly off the backboard. Rebounded by Davis, who gets inside and is fouled by Jacob May. That'll be his second. Nobody on the floor right now, besides May at this point, is really in much foul trouble. We'll get another trip to the free throw line here, brought to you by IU Northwest. Your future, your IU. First one goes in for Davis. Kyron Dock and Quindarius Davis having great games. 11 points for Dock and 11 for Davis. He can make it 12 and lead all scorers. And he does. Davis gets it to go. So in the last game, which was a loss to Faith Baptist Bible College, like I mentioned before, Kuyper was still missing their 2 leading scorers. Well, in the last game, which was a win against St. Ambrose, Malik Petty led the way for Calumet with 15 points. They're still doing pretty well right now without him. They lead by 10 off of the missed 3 by Jennings. A minute to play in the opening 20 minutes. What a first half for Calumet. 40 points. Three-pointer Aiken, right corner. That shot will not go. Rebounded by the Cougars. This is a Calumet team that averages just over 70 points per game, and they're on track to get to 80 with the way things are going right now. Three-pointer right wing off the back rim and will not fall. Bogerty has been quiet since his quick 5-point burst to begin the game. Also, Adam Billingsley is in the game. We saw him a little bit against St. Ambrose. He picked up his first point of the season from the free throw line. Up ahead, driving it is Moore. Stops on a dime, puts it up, and gets it to go with 20 seconds to go. That's Antoine Woods. So no shot clock, 12 seconds to go for Calumet. They got to hurry. 6 seconds. Davis puts up a wild shot, hits the ground hard. Rebound pulled in with 1 second. Three-pointer at the buzzer. Oh, that would have been big, but it's off the mark by Jennings. And that will end the first half. Really competitive, really fast-paced, and high-scoring first half by these two teams' standards. Both of these teams just under 80 points per game, but it's 40-32. Calumet in the lead. We'll take a halftime break and be back for some halftime stats after this on the Heartland Sports Network.